So Skyebird back in the water again after repairs in the boatyard and ready for a test sail. So leaving Gladstone Marina to go out among the nearby islands in the bay to test the engine and to test the fix that had been done to the keel. I was hoping to get wind the following day, so I'm motoring out here. So this is across the channel. This is one of the busiest channels in any Australian port, Gladstone port. You've got huge shipping, gas tankers, coal boats, ferries. So I'm crossing all this to the outlying islands, and little did I know, I was swept across, and the tide swept me towards one island to the shallows, and I hit a rock with quite a dunt. So here I am, that was the camera tumbling. Here I am carrying on to the anchorage to assess the damage, which I suspect could be a leak. Set off from the marina here to go to the over to Curtis Island. This is all shallow channels, and I was heading along here, and the tide is very strong. This is the North Channel, and I got swept up to the corner of this island, and this is where I bumped against a rock, and then I carried on. After hitting the rock, I thought, oh gee, I'll have to carry on anyway and go to the anchorage, and I went up to the anchorage at Campigny Island and anchored here, and this is where I checked the bilge and found a very slight seepage of water from the bump in the rock. So this lovely anchorage, but of course I couldn't settle because of the problem. And the only diligent thing to do was, first of all, to check, to try and assess the extent of the damage. So I used the GoPro to on a boat hook to go over the side just to see if I could see anything, to see how extensive it was. It turned out it was a small gash. I didn't know this. I couldn't really see it with the GoPro, but you know, a small seepage of water could turn into a large flow of water. You know, you just don't know structurally what was going on. It's a 50-year-old boat, so it was really unfortunate. The tide just swept me away and I couldn't avoid the shallows, and so pricking up the bilge, you can see a weep of water. I just had this repaired, which wasn't my fault, but now it is my fault. I have caused the fault by doing this. So there was nothing left to do but to head back while I still had the tide to get me out of there, because there was such a drop in now you can say sail into the marina, but no engine, on a lee shore. Broke down on a lee shore. I'm sailing into the marina. So the yard kindly lifted me out the following day, and poor old Skyebird, there she is back in the yard and looking at her scar. You can see there's a scrape there, but then it's the gash at the bottom. You see the gash, and that's caused a leak to go through the keel and come out at the bilge. And it's a 50-year-old boat. If it was a year-old boat, it probably would withstand it. So I had to call Craig, the shipwright, again, who'd already done the initial repair, and Craig kindly came along the following day and repaired Skyebird. But yes, it's put our schedule completely askew now for the cruising season, but you know, these things happen.